Today, we're going to look at opportunities in Business Central. Let's dive right into the application. Notice here on the screen that I see a lot of functionality that looks like CRM. I am in the Sales and Relationship Manager Role Center. This is a role that's available to all users of Business Central and Nav, I might add. We can go in here and we can see all this functionality that looks like CRM. It's actually relationship management. It's built into Business Central and it's available for everyone to use. What pops out right away are opportunities. Notice here I can see opportunities, the number of opportunities, and a nice pie graph by salesperson. I can also see the top opportunities. And finally, I can see the sales pipeline. The sales pipeline are the stages that you walk through in your opportunity. So let's go ahead and do a little setup. First thing we have to set up are sales cycles. Notice in this demo environment, there are 2 sales cycles. We click on stages, I can look at the different steps that a person would walk through during an opportunity. I'm going to create a simple one for us. Let's sell some ice cream. We're going to start out with 3 simple stages. First, we want to qualify. We want to make sure that this is real. And is it someone we want to do business with? If we get past a qualification stage, we're 25% complete, and we have 25% chance of success. Then we're on to stage 2. This is the quoting stage. We get here and we give them a quote, we're 50% complete and 75% sure that we're going to get the sale. We're going to require a quote at this step. Last stage. Win or lose. This is where the rubber meets the road. We've gotten here and we've completed this. We've made the deal. Now we're going to go ahead and do an opportunity. Let's start at context. This is an important concept. Remember, we're not talking about customers here in relationship management. Everything in relationship management focuses around contacts. That's important. I've seen a lot of clients over the years set up any lead as a customer. And even if they don't get sales, and I like to recommend to people to not set up every single lead or possible customer as a customer. Start out with contacts. It'll keep your database clean and separate them out. What are we looking at here? We're looking at, you can see that there are what's called company contacts in bold, and then people contacts underneath related to the company. I'm going to go ahead and create a new company contact. There is a lot of information in here, guys. We could fill out the address, we could ask questions, we could go to town on this. But for this example, we're just going to fill out the basic information that we need to complete the opportunity. And we can do that from right here. We're just going to press this Create Opportunity button, and we'll get started. So in here, we need to go ahead and we need to select the sales cycle code that we just set up, ice cream sale. We could relate this to a campaign. In this example, we're not going to use it, but just keep in mind there's lots of different functionality in here and all different kinds of ways to use it. I'm going to relate this to myself. This is my opportunity. And now we're going to go ahead and walk through the sales cycle stages. We're going to activate the first stage. We've called the ice cream shop about the big sale. We know it's real. It's something we want to proceed with. We're going to activate the first stage. And we can see by activating the first stage, it's getting saved down here on the bottom. So we can see the different sales cycle stages as we're working through them. Now we'll go to the next stage, stage 2. We can't go to this stage yet because we don't have a quote. Remember, we said that we require a quote. This is a good best practice because if you're setting up sales cycle stages for salespeople, you probably want to require a quote at some point. You don't want to go too far and spend too many resources without having a quote submitted. So let's go ahead and create a quote. Notice we can go in right here and create a quote right from the opportunity. This is where it gets a little tricky. This message comes up and it says, do you want to create a contact as a customer using a customer template? Not at this point. What this means, this is telling me that if I say yes, it's going to create a customer. I don't want to create a customer yet because I don't know if they've signed. So I'm going to say no. Now that gives me a second message. Do you want to update the sales quote with a customer template? Yes, I do. What that means is if we win this opportunity, then a customer will be created. That's a new feature. I'm going to pick the company template. And it's going to save that template on my sales quote. So very interesting to point out here that the customer name is filled in, but there is no customer number because the customer is not being created yet. There's a customer template, and we're assuming if we win this, then it will do that. And we're hoping to win. We have the contact number here. That's all you need, guys, to fill out a quote. You do not need a customer. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to sell them some Neapolitan ice cream. 1,000 pounds of it. So now I've created my quote. I'm going to print it out or email it, whatever means it takes to get it to the customer. Now my quote is saved to the opportunity. Now I can go to the next stage. Requiring that we add money at this point, which is good. So I've completed the stage 2, the quote stage. I've created the quote, I've given it to the client, and now let's go on to the next stage. Say I won it. I won this opportunity. Stage 3, opportunity. It's going to make me fill out the estimated sales value again because that could change. Chances of success are 100. I've won this. Now it's done. My opportunity is done. Let's go back and look at the Role Center. We'll remember this number 22. So I go here on my pipeline, look at my ice cream. I can see here that I've gotten all the way to the qualify. I can notice over here that I have my opportunity is in here. This is great data, guys. If I go in and I'm going to show another little tip here, if I go to the sales cycle, this is one of the features I like the most about this and what I think executives use. If I go in here and I look at the statistics for the sales cycle, I can see how many opportunities for this sales cycle are there and what the estimated value is. And if I click on that, I get an even better view. Notice these filters over here. If I take these off, I can see all my opportunities and all this data. I can send it to Excel, print it out, whatever's needed. So now that my opportunity is complete, there's one last step. I need to go in and I need to close it, right? I have to say that I want it. So on the close screen, notice in here, I set it as 1, and then I can pick an opportunity code. You can create these yourself. You should create them yourself. Best ice cream ever. Of course, that's what we want. You'll notice a lot of things around in relationship management, cancel old tasks. There's all kinds of functionality. You can create tasks for opportunities. for different members of your team. You can track campaigns. We're going to close this as one. So now we've won the opportunity. And look at that. The customer record has been created. Now that the customer record's been created, we can turn the sales quote into an order using standard Business Central functionality. So I really want to drive that home with everybody, how important that is, that we can create these quotes just for context. There's no need to create them as customers. And notice our data is stored in here forever. So this is how to create opportunities in Business Central. I think it's pretty manageable functionality that most people should be able to work with. If you have a Cronus environment like this with sample data, it's a great place to go in and start testing opportunities. This is very low risk data. You can set it up, delete it, add it. There's no financial impact from adding any of this. It's all based around contacts and all based around quotes. I would dig into the system and start creating opportunities and see if it works for you. The second point that I'd like to advise people is when you're building your sales cycles, go small. Less is more, especially when you're starting out. I would involve the sales team as much as possible, make sure they have input. You really want people to use the system and record the data correctly. You don't want people to try to get around the data. And as you get more familiar with it and more used to it, you're going to start having a lot of ideas. I've gone through and augmented the opportunities for people in many different levels. A common modification that we do is allowing for multiple quotes, because in many industries, they'll submit multiple different quotes and then having just one of them be active. I've also seen people use the opportunities as kind of like a sample tracking mechanism. You get to a certain stage to where you're tracking high value samples and you want to know where they're at. And this is a great place where you can go in and have that kind of visibility. So please go to town, go in and take a look at it and work on it and see how you like it, and reach out to Stone Ridge whenever you need help. Thanks.